This is the Trusted Referral Network. It is the last meeting in this format, although I don't think it'll change that much. I've been running this for about 4 years now. We have a website, which was or is a directory website of all of the members. However, since I started charging for that, it shrunk considerably. So we're trying to revamp with a lower cost or perhaps at least free option as well. And that's what this is today. So some of you have been here in the past, some of you have been past members. We are an organization that's focused on just the marketing services world. So all of the guests and members provide some sort of marketing service. Most of us have small, either we're solopreneurs or we have a small agency. I think the largest team we've had on here was probably up to 20 people or so, although one guy was part of an agency that was maybe 100 people. But for the most part, it's smaller agencies around the country. Most of us are specialized. So, we've got our niche, and many of our customers could use more than what we ourselves offer. So it becomes an opportunity for us to collaborate and refer business to one another. And of course, here we have the opportunity to learn about what everybody in the group or the people around the table do, so we could start conversations. So this is really just a conversation starter. We're each going to get about 3 minutes or so to introduce ourselves, say what we do and how we can help. And if we're looking for anything in particular, adding that as well. Welcome, Stash. I just did my 2-minute intro. And since we don't have a showcase presenter, Mark Herre asked me to share something that I've been using recently, which is a introduction tool. And I will be happy to do that. I'm going to share my screen as soon as I bring it up. The Bridge app. Okay, share. Okay, so here is the Bridge app. I have made on this, how many intros? It usually comes up. Home. I've made about 200 intros, I think. I think if I hit intros, that should come up. All 206 here, 196 intros that I've made. And it gives you the status of all of those intros. I could look at it from the perspective of people that I've introduced. So Pedro, for example, is the person that I've made the most intros to. But it goes down from there. You can see how many intros I've done. Mark Herre, for example, is here. And I can go to Mark and the intros that I've done, I believe, here with Mark, before Mark. And then one of the nice things about it is it automatically does a follow-up 2 weeks later. So making an intro is pretty easy. You start up, let's say I wanted to introduce John Nierenberg to Jeffrey Paul. It gives me 3 options of how to do that. A fast intro is just simply, you guys should meet, and then I can edit it. It's a preview. John and Jeffrey allow me to introduce the two of you. And I have this template built. I did it myself, right? Just edited the template so that I could fill it out. I also have this little plug at the end about my networking group. So that's a straight intro. There's 2 other forms. One is forwardable, where I ask if the person would be open to an intro. And I think they have to agree, so they have to accept the intro. And the other one is a single opt-in, which only goes to one person before it's sent out. The person, of course, has to accept. So this is the preview. I usually edit it. I mean, the best part about this, I think, is the follow-up and the tracking. It's free as far as I know. I haven't paid a penny for it yet. It's also a pretty good way of reaching out to people and inviting folks. I'm not familiar with all of the capabilities, but apparently I've been invited, pending invites to collaborate. So I'm going to accept these. And these are other people that I can invite to collaborate. I think that just invites them into the network and somehow connects them with me. So you don't have to understand everything about this, but if you do a lot of intros and you want to track them and have an automatic outreach, follow-up, it's a great tool. Anybody have any questions? I'm not sure I'll be able to answer all of them, but happy to answer any questions you might have.
I have a question about this. You're not using the plugin, you're using just the web-based browser, correct? And how do you get those people? Like, how did you get my name in there, for instance?
Oh, I just added it. If I wanted to add it, here, let's see. I don't know if I have Justin Ware in here. Justin Ware. Okay, add new contact. So I would put Justin's email, and then you have to put the email in, otherwise it doesn't work. I also put in the person's LinkedIn, and then I save it, and it's in there.
Okay, so manually, it has to be done by one person at a time. It can't.
I don't know if there's a bulk upload. There might be.
Okay.
Like your people, maybe if you have people, if you wanted to, I guess you could add new contacts. Now that's a one at a time. There may be a way to upload a number of contacts from your LinkedIn or whatever. But it's not that onerous. If you already have the person in there, obviously they show up. If you don't, you just key in 4 pieces of information, or 3: first name, last name, email is the required. And then I always add the LinkedIn, because this is very helpful for people. So that was a short showcase. Faith Tomases. Okay. So I would encourage folks to use it if you do hey Faith, if you are a regular introducer.
Yeah.
Or network.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm impressed because it seemed like the 2 weeks of the follow-up were just the day after I had my meeting. So it was very fresh. And then I could give you my feedback. And then you followed up saying, "Oh, that's great. You'll enjoy, working with so-and-so."
Yeah, I mean, we all know that in terms of networking and marketing, it's a matter of touch points, right? If you meet somebody once, you're likely to forget them.
So, the Nolodex doesn't do that. If you're moving into that model, you'll probably encourage your members to use that as the referral.
Yeah, I've decided not to go ahead with Nolodex. I'm sort of changing things over, and Rajiv, who's going to be leading meetings going forward. I'm not sure where he is today. I don't think the Nolodex, he will employ use the Nolodex system. It's actually quite impressive. This is a system that was built by what's the name of the organization? Connective.
Yeah.
It's a networking organization. And the founder, Joe Mindak, created a tool that he's making available to other networking groups. So it's something that I considered, but decided not to pursue because I'm sort of rolling back my involvement as I get help uh, from Rajiv. But let's move on to the next section of this meeting. Looks like we've got seven of us, Kendall Joe left. But let's each take about 3 minutes. I'll put on a timer. Um, Let me just get my timer up and running. If I could find it. Apps, timer. Let's go, and maybe if we have got time at the end, which I think we will, we'll go in this order, more or less in the order in which people showed up. As soon as I find it, I will. Where is chat? Chat. Okay, Adam Ware, John D'Amato, Mark Herre, Dave Anderson, Justin Ware, Stash Harrison, and then Faith. And then I will go at the end. So just tell us who you are, what you do, maybe where you are. If you've got what's your unique magic? How do you really sell yourself? And what you're looking for. And if you have anything to offer. I would also, to the extent possible, try to introduce something that's interesting about you so people remember you. That's always helpful. And at the end, I'll encourage everyone to download the chat where folks should have put in your contact information. So, Adam, you want to take it away?
Not really, but sure.
All right. Oh, by the way, if everybody else could go on mute, because I'm going to switch the view to speaker so that Adam and each speaker gets.
Oh no, I'm going to be gigantic on your screens, aren't I?
That's all right. It's only for the recording.
Reminds me of the Big Bang Theory? No, Third Rock from the Sun, where they said incoming message from the big giant head. If anyone saw that TV show with John Lithgow and others, you have to watch it. That's
Sounds
your
like a
homework
good one.
for the New Year.
Adam, take it away.
Hopefully I was already memorable. I do analytics and data visualization consulting, also data strategy and executive insights presentation work. I've had my own firm for 10 years. The last full-time corporate role was with Gartner, the IT advisory company, where I was doing the same type of work. I currently looking for projects to supplement current clients. I will work with anyone with numbers, money, and good people. So my current client is a law firm. Client this summer was a nonprofit. Before that, for-profit education. And in years past, digital marketing agencies and also direct to companies. I play nicely with others, in the sense that I'll white label, or as my agency partners like to call it, white knight solution. My value add is the interactive data visualization. A lot of times UX and designers will build data visualizations that won't meet statistical muster, and statisticians will build data visualizations that won't meet UX and design muster. So you get all that in one head. I've done a lot of different analytics in a lot of different industries, but I do enjoy working with marketers because they're interesting people, much like Stash. I love your background. The croissant are making me hungry. You wouldn't generally find that with a lot of calls I've been on. So yeah, I find marketers interesting. So I've really enjoyed working with them in the past. Yeah, so my ask would be any other introductions to anyone looking for analytics talent. Also, I provide training. I've taught as an adjunct for NYU and UConn for 6 years. So if you have a team that is getting you from point A to point B with your analytics or your data visualization, but you want to go, you think there's more there, I'll help you get to C, D, E, and F just based on my years of experience and different industries that I've worked in. Um, Also, the presentation side of things, so static PowerPoints. I work a lot with Tableau. I imagine you're all familiar with it. Otherwise, I'd be happy to talk about it a little bit. But I'll work with any platform or train on the best practices of data visualization on any platform. So yeah, I think I covered everything you asked about. My offer is, again, my network. If anyone's interested in adjunct teaching, I can try to introduce you to people at NYU or UConn where I taught. And interesting about me, I think I'm interesting enough already from what I've said and the segues and such. My company name is a play on my name, Analytic-Aware LLC. My parents suggested Analytics Ware, but I said then if you put it together as a domain, it's Analytics Swear, and I don't think my clients want me swearing. So there's the story of my company name.
Cool. And what you said, you mentioned Tableau. Do you work like Power BI, or what other tools are you familiar with?
I dabbled in Power BI and I've advised clients on what to do in Power BI, but I prefer to develop in Tableau, especially in comparison to that one. Just like a couple years ago, I was working for a sub agency of Merkle/Dentsu, and they had Datorama. So I got in, did what I needed to do, and got out. Datorama, for those aren't familiar with it, is owned by Salesforce. The back end is great at mashing together Facebook, Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics, and other stuff, but the front end is like something out of the late 90s. So I got in, did what I needed to do, got out, and then also I advised their offshore team on better ways of making visualizations and dashboards.
Very cool. I have a team that actually has a very interesting tool for pulling data from multiple sources and tracking. So we should talk about it. All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
And you're based in the Stanford
Oh,
area, correct?
yep, Stanford, Connecticut. Not this background, especially today with the rain.
All right. Thank you so much. John
Thank you.
D'Amato, you are up. Take yourself off mute if you're on mute. Did you leave?
I think he left. He left his
Uh,
LinkedIn though in the chat.
Okay. All right. Mark Harry, you're on mute, Mark.
Hello, everyone. My story goes back 30 years ago. When I was a 28-year-old single man living in Seattle, I was a little restless. Some might even call me sleepless in Seattle. So to move that situation, I moved my single body to the desert to go back to school and go to an entrepreneur college where I learned the great art of business development. I created one business that was an ISP, an internet service provider, and we fixed fax machines and got everyone on that lightning speed dial up in the 90s. That kept going along really great in Las Vegas and St. George until I was seeking out a new partner. She said yes. I got married, and I was able to open up my books and show all the receipts to my new partner, my wife, and she said, "This isn't working." And I took that advice as well as the advice from the advisors at the college I was attending, and I started SEO game based on the relationships I was creating with digital agencies at the time in the early 90s. I wasn't getting paid for it. I was as a consultant going from job site to job site consulting on search engine optimization to digital agencies and other SEO companies. I had a passion for it. So I said, I got the solution to the problem. I'll create a white label SEO company. So fast forward 28 years now, I'm still doing what I do. I do 30-day trials on websites. I have a superpower. I can get any website ranking in 5 days. And I'm looking for partners that want to align with my services, such as the fractional CMO, the web designer, SEO companies. They are great digital agency solopreneurs. They are great partners of mine that want a partner to help with the rank delivery services and to help with their growth. So my focus is in just specifically helping digital agencies grow and scale their business. And so with that, I put my information in the chat to a LinkedIn, a podcast that Here's the Deal. A friend of mine, Chris put it together. And if you want to see more of the story and learn about that journey, take a look at my podcast that just dropped on LinkedIn and share it with a friend.
Cool. Thank you so much. And you want to talk about sort of the economics of your service, and
Yeah.
how people make money on top of it?
Well, digital agencies generally charge around, let's use flat numbers, $1,000 to sign up an SEO a website owner with a SEO problem. They're not ranking on the first page of Google. I only invoice when they get paid. So the model is a performance-based SEO model, no rank, no pay. And I invoice the digital agency $300. So they make 70% margins. So if
Really
they can
nice.
keep that, the client's always going to be happy, and they can use SEO as a lead magnet. That's the value that I provide for CMOs and web designers and all those.
Cool. So yeah, so it's agencies are typically charging at least $1,000 a month. Obviously, it depends on the how extensive the SEO program is, and if Mark actually does it as a white label, they're making $700, at least $700 a month on it. So really good value. Dave Anderson, take it away.
Will do. So I am a B2B growth marketer and I serve B2B companies in general and particularly SaaS software companies. And I help them to create custom growth strategy and a custom marketing mix that helps them to grow. So I test marketing channels, I execute campaigns hands-on. I measure results, solve measurement challenges they have for evaluating their marketing. An acronym to remember me, my business website and chat is Smart Marketing, and the acronym SMART. I believe that smart marketing needs to be strategic, measurable, actionable, ROI positive, and targeted. And what makes me different from a vast sea of marketing consultants is that I am truly channel agnostic. I can work in Google search or paid email or content marketing or all these different marketing channels, but I'm really interested in finding out what's going to help a company grow in their space with their competitive environment, with their assets. And so I like to help companies find the best way for them to go to market, not just the hammer that I'm carrying, makes everything look like a nail. So who I'm looking to meet founders and executive team members of B2B companies, and grateful to know this network, and that'll be continuing into the new year.
Great. Where are you located again?
I'm located in Brooklyn, New York, although I'm one of two members of this group today that is a graduate of the University of Minnesota, which usually doesn't happen on an East Coast based marketing group of this size.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, Sky,
I'm going to be in your neighborhood, or at least in Williamsburg today. Later today. There's an event at
Yeah.
what is it? The something club. I'll find it. Justin Ware. Hold on, let me just pause this, kill that. Justin Ware, you're up.
yeah, Sky Dave. Thanks for shouting out the University of Minnesota.
Hey, go Gophers.
That's right, go Gophers, Duke's Mayo Bowl. My name is Justin Ware. I'm with Camcorder AI, and we are a video editing platform that enhances the editing process at several different stages through AI. So, when you think about video and AI, we're not Sora. If you want a cat wearing a Victorian dress walking down Times Square, that's not us. If you want to make the most out of your visual library, video, B-roll, interviews, product images, what have you, then that's where we step in. We really optimize content in a number of different ways. You can get a lot more creative, a lot more video out of the content that exists in your library or through integrations. Maybe you're plugging in like a Getty Images or something like that, for example. Been around for about a year. I was brought on over the summer. My co-founders in New York. I'm in Minneapolis. We're focused on enterprise level accounts right now. I think that's going to be who we are going forward. Is a lot of big brands, a lot of news organizations. My background is in journalism, as well as nonprofit, as well as video, as well as just digital marketing in general. So we're looking at solutions to help news organizations create a lot more news content, especially targeted news content for sort of different sub-demographics within a viewing area. And then on the big brand side, just a lot more product video, right? To create vast libraries of personalized content for meta campaigns and other websites and streaming apps and what have you. How I can help. I have spent a lot of my career in the nonprofit space. So if you're looking to connect with nonprofits or higher education in particular, that's where I spent a lot of my time. I'm, sort of reawakening my journalism network, which began as sort of the first part of my career. So that's another area where I'm connected quite well in getting back into that space and trying to grow in sort of the e-commerce space. So yeah, I mean, really, we're looking for anybody, especially in a larger organization, who just really wants to get a lot more video content in front of their various audiences for whatever reason. And it helps if they have a big library full of content, and it helps if they have sort of a templative way of sharing that content. So, for example, if you got a media library with models and backgrounds and product images, and you need to advertise, and you've got a pretty good sense of what a 10 or 15-second product video might look like. We can make a lot more of those product videos for different audiences based on a number of different data points. So that's us. That's Camcorder Guy. That's me.
Very cool. Product videos. Yeah, I know. Did I introduce you to the e-commerce consultant? Don't think I did. Rick Watson.
No, I don't think so.
I'll reach out to him, probably on Bridge, to see if he'd be
Awesome,
open
thank
to
you.
an intro. All right. Next up is Stash Harrison.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm Stash Harrison. I'm in the Lower East Side. I am here actually because Michael said this was his last day and he's winding down. So I came to say goodbye. And I actually have to jump to our next call, but I just wanted to say thanks, Michael. It's been fun for the times I've joined, and I've met some great people here. Briefly, what I do, I'm the CEO of Market Intent. We're an AI sales research platform. We focus on that unique, hard to find data. An example is we just signed a contract where we help they're looking for companies that send out between 5 and 20 RFPs annually. We've helped, or we're working with a company, they want to find CFOs that are not CFOs, meaning first-time CFOs, previously like a CTO or something like this. So we do deep research on leads and then create deep profile, allowing you to find that unique nugget of information to close sales. So that's what we do. But I wanted to come and just say, Michael, well, are you going to be here anymore, or this is your last one?
No, I think I will be here. I will show up as often as I can. But Rajiv is going to take over the sort of the management of it. We'll probably lead the meetings. So hopefully we'll be able to build it back up. But I appreciate your stopping by. Stash, by the way, I consider him a resource for using AI in the sales world, whether it's building agents to dig up information about prospects. He's working on putting together something for me to identify and pull email addresses for high school, career, and college counselors for a project that I'm working on. So
one of the problems we're solving is we're not replacing salespeople, but a lot of what salespeople do, actually, only 28% of their time is spent selling. A lot of it is in the back end research, non-selling activities, non-making money activities. So that's the part that we focus on. So if we can make you more efficient or sell more, right? A salesperson should be on Zoom, a golf course, or lunch, or wherever the deal is happening, and not like, digging up data for something which, one, they hate it because it's boring and they're not making money, so you hate it twice as much. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. I'm sorry I am 6 minutes late, but I wanted to say, Michael, thanks, and I'll see you maybe, I'll join again sometime. But everyone have a good day. For all you in New York, I hope it's going to get rainy later, so get early lunch. Bye, guys. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Thanks so much. All right. Faith Tomases. You're on mute, Faith.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes. Hi. My name is Faith Tomases, and I am also attending to kind of say goodbye to Michael and thank Michael for all that he's done for me in terms of networking and introductions and etc. I attended very often in the beginning, and during the early parts of the pandemic, this was quite a lifesaver because it brought some activity to my day. And so I'm really here as a thank you and send off, and hope that we will stay in touch and connected. I am a message maker, and my tagline is On Point Marketing Communications, and I help clients articulate what they want to say, what their message is, and say it as succinctly as possible. So I do copywriting, I do name development, and I work very closely with graphics designers in planning marketing communications problems, such as logo design, package design, repositioning, etc. And one of my specialties is speaking to languages, which is the language of business and the language of design, and how do we link them together to have the image that the client really wants to portray, both verbally and visually. And I had extensive experience at the large brand identity consulting firms in New York, and then went on my own. And I'll put my info in the chat. Michael likes to reference one case history of mine that's been very successful, which is the Icon parking system. And if you're in New York, and you've seen the big orange signs for the Icon parking, that was my name. So I'm very proud of that. And another example of what I've done recently is a company that I named Land Yield. And this is a startup by a big oil commodities trader. And what they do is allow smaller landowners to get involved in the carbon credits market, which wasn't possible before for various reasons. And Land Yield tells these owners they can yield more from their land than they knew that they could, particularly more from keeping the trees and the forests as opposed to chopping them down. So I'm very flexible in the way that I work with clients. I can be white label, I can be upfront, I can do ballet, and I've got a versatile experience background. So, and I'm looking for anybody that needs help saying what they want to say in a concise manner. Thank you.
Did you say you could do ballet?
Well, if you visit my website, I put a ballerina on the front because in my next life, I'll be a ballerina.
Your next life. Okay. Your former life.
I can
All
do
right.
it at a certain level, but not
Not like you used to, or were you a ballet dancer at some point?
no, in my fantasies.
Oh, it's your fantasy. Only in your fantasies. Okay.
Right.
All right. I didn't miss anybody, right? Then I will go. Let me put the timer on for myself as well. So my name is Michael Bendit. I've been running this network for about since before the pandemic, so about 4.5 years. My core business, however, is I sell software development services. A lot of it is in the marketing world. So my teams that I represent build websites, e-commerce sites, and some mobile apps. The other area that I work in is working with startups and small companies to build their first product. So oftentimes it's referred to as a minimum viable product, to get out there with something and start getting clients. I am now promoting a new capability that one of my teams has for building startup applications or custom applications using no code or low code systems, which enable you to build sites or applications 2 to 3, maybe even 4 times faster, and for about 1/3 or 1/4 of the price. So instead of $100,000 and 6 months, it'll be $30,000 in 2 months or $20,000 in 2 months. And the systems now, the no code, low code systems are much more robust and flexible than they were even a year ago or two. So this is an area that I'm promoting. I'm actually going into the city this afternoon to a startup event or event for startup companies to talk about network around this. I charge a commission. 20% commission is my standard commission rate. So yeah, I'd much rather sell a $100,000 job than a $20,000 job, but I do what's right for the client. And of course, if I only sold $100,000 jobs and everybody else was selling the same thing for 20, I would certainly be out of business in short order. So always on top of what the latest technologies are, where they stand, and how they can help my clients. And this is what one of the things that I'm promoting now is the no code, low code option for startups and anybody who needs to build a custom app. And those no code, low code applications will typically range from about 10,000 to 50,000 for something that's really complex. So I also love to meet marketing agencies because we do a lot of white label work as well. A lot of our clients, our agencies, are those that don't really have the skill sets in-house to do the programming work, or they need supplemental resources because they maybe have one or two programmers and they need, on certain occasions, extra bandwidth to accommodate client demand. I'm also in the Connecticut area. I live in Darien, which is right near Stamford, Connecticut, and only an hour from New York City. So let's go back to gallery mode. I'm going to close that out. And I'm going to go to gallery mode. I didn't miss anybody. Anybody have any questions, comments, if they want to share something, a mini showcase? We've got another 15 minutes. Would be happy to entertain any discussion points. Now's a great time to download or to save the chat for those who haven't yet. You could just go to your chat window. Where's chat? There it is. And on the top right, I think for most of us, there should be 3 dots that say more. Click that, and the first option is save chat. And then definitely follow up with people. If you just, that's really the best way to connect, build that relationship, learn what the other one does, and see if there are opportunities to collaborate and make business for one another and with one another. No reason to keep it going. I want to thank you all for coming today and for sharing a little bit about yourselves. And please do connect with others, either in person if that's possible, or remotely, which is what a lot of us are doing now. So have a wonderful day, a wonderful holiday season, whether it's Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, or what have you. Enjoy and stay safe.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Michael.
How
Take
is-
care. Bye now.